is Shambhavi Priya and I welcome you all on my channel, which is Shambhavi Learning Classes. So basically, as you guys know, today we are going on with class 7 maths chapter number 2, which is fractions and decimal. This is part 2 of the lecture named decimal, right? Decimal part 2. In last part, we have learned about addition and subtraction of decimals and some properties like comparing decimals, ascending, descending. That things we have learned in last part. So in this part, we are learning about multiplication of decimals basically, right? Now as compared to the whole numbers, now we know that whole numbers can be added, subtracted, they can be also multiplied and divided. Same happens to decimals. Decimals can also be added, subtracted or multiplied or divided, right? So this is much easy task, right? Both multiplication and division frequently connected in numerous daily computations, right? Even though concepts are very confusing, it's easy to solve them, right? Now how to solve them? Let's go through multiplication. Multiplication of decimal, one by one as with whole numbers. Sometimes you run into situations where you need to multiply or divide decimal, right? Now what are the situations? That things we will learn today, right? So let's get started. So today's agenda is to learn about introduction to multiplication of integer. That's the first agenda that today we are going on with. And the second thing, you will learn about multiplying with the whole numbers, how to multiply with the whole numbers and multiply with the another decimal. In short, multiplying two decimals, right? So the most beautiful thing you can wear is your confidence. So with this quote of the day, let's start the today's session. Right now, multiplying decimal is similar to multiplying whole numbers except for the placement of the decimal point, right? Remember when you converted fractions to decimals, right? We have learned in last parts, right? How we convert fraction to decimals, and in short, vice versa. Well, if you are comfortable with multiplying fraction, if you can multiply the fraction, then multiplying decimal becomes as simple as that, right? It is essentially the same operation as it was for fraction, right? So multiplication of decimals can be done in two ways, either by whole numbers or by another decimal, right? By whole number, I mean like 3.6 multiplied by 2. Now here 2 is a whole number, right? While 3.6 is a decimal number. While if I say 3.6 into 3.6, now this is nothing but both here are decimal. That's why it is an dividing or multiplying two numbers which are decimal number, right? So multiplication of decimals can be done in two ways, which is a whole number and another decimal. Now how do we do that? Let's learn today. Okay, we'll learn similar steps. How do we multiply decimal with a whole number and how do we multiply with another decimal, right? So let's get started. Multiplying decimal by a whole number. Well, there are basically two steps whenever we are multiplying decimal by a whole number. It's very easy to say. Okay, so the first step states that multiplying the decimal without the decimal point by the given whole number is your first step here, right? So just you don't have to put the decimal point with the solution what you are doing. For example, if I have 3.25 multiplied by 12, then you have to ignore the sign and just put it as a whole number, right? So that is your first step, and mark the decimal point in the product to have as many places or the decimals as are there in the given decimal, right? So it sounds rocket science, but actually it is not. Let's study this with an sort of example. Now you have 3.25 multiplied by 12. Now what was the first step? Now we know that multiplication decimal is very much like multiplying whole numbers. Okay, the major difference is that after you have finished multiplying all the terms while ignoring the decimal points. Okay, so what the first step? You have to basically ignore the sign, right? Ignore the sign and you have to write as it is, right? As it is, like we write the whole number, right? Now what you got to do? Now you have to just multiply both numbers. Now you have to multiply. Now the question arises, where to put the decimal point, right? What question arises? Now where to put decimal point? Well, in this question you see a decimal number, so you have to take the decimal number here. So for example, 3.25 is a question here, right? So you have to take this and you have to observe here that how many numbers are put in after the decimal point. Okay, how many decimal places are there in the factors and put that many decimal places in the answer. For example, if I have 3.25, now here there are two places after the decimal point, 2 and 5. right? So what happened in the answer rule? So there should be 2 places after the decimal point. So the answer was 3900. So we'll put between decimal point, because last two numbers should be after the decimal point. So we have put in the decimal point in between of that number, right? Now for example, another example, I have 0.03 multiplied by 1.1. What's the answer? You have to ignore the sign, then you'll write as it is as a whole number. 3 into 11 equals to nothing but 33, right? Now the question arises of putting decimal point. Now you have to see how many places are there after the decimal point. Only 2, right? So you have to take 2 places. Now here we have only 2 places as the answer, that's why we put 0 in front of it, right? So this how we multiply a decimal number and a whole number, right? Basically this is the whole number and a fraction we will learn in decimal in much greater, right? Now we'll take our own example to do that. For example, if I have 3 multiplied by 1.5. Now it's a whole number and 1 is a decimal number, right? Now here to find 3 into 1.5, first multiply the two numbers as whole numbers. So let's convert it as whole number. So we'll have 3 into 15, right? So now 15 threes are 45. Right? Now 1.5 has only one digit after the decimal point, right? How many digit has? They have only one digit, right? So the product also will have the same. Okay, so we'll have as 4.5. Why I have put in point in between 4 and 5? Because only in question only one number is after the decimal point. So in answer also there should be only one. Therefore mark the decimal point between 4 and 5, right? So this was the correct answer. That's why. So your final conclusion is 3 into 1.5 equals to 4.5. As simple as that, right? Now let's take another example. We'll take two examples of both, right? So let's take another example. So for example, if I have 5.36 multiplied by 8, right? So what was the first step? Your first step was to find the product without the decimal point. So let's ignore the sign of that question. So let's write as it is, like 536 multiplied by 8. What you will get the answer? Okay, you have to ignore the sign and we have to find the product without it. So 536 multiplied by 8 equals to nothing but 4288. I have did the calculation before, okay? That's why. Now since 5.36 has 2 decimal places after the decimal point. Now 5.36 is have 2 places after the decimal point. So the answer should also have 2 places after the decimal point. So we'll put a decimal point between 42 and 88. So let's put it 42.88. That's the final answer. Got it? So this is how simple we multiply a decimal number and a whole number. Okay, as simple as that. So I hope you got it, how to multiply a decimal and a whole number, right? So basically this was the step. Now let's go to the next, which is multiplication of a decimal by another decimal. Okay, so multiplication of a decimal by another decimal. Here also contains step 1, step 2. It's very easy. So your step 1 states that multiply the two decimals without decimal point. As whatever you have did in first like decimal and whole number, that thing you have to take in multiplication of decimal and undecimal, right? So you have to multiply the decimals without decimals as we have did in whole number, right? Now the second step is insert the decimal point in the product by counting as many places from the right to left as the sum of the number of decimal places of the given decimal. This also sounds rocket science, but actually it is not. Let's study this some of the examples of it, right? The first example you see here is 9.2 multiplied by 6.07, right? So you have to first ignore the sign of 9.2. Okay, I have ignored the sign, that's why I put it as whole number. 92 multiplied by 607 equals to 55,844. Now what you see here, now in this statement, okay, you have to take both decimal number first. For example, I have took 9.5. Now how many numbers are there after the decimal point? Only one, right? While in the second statement you see here, there are 2 places after the decimal point, right? So you will write here 2. Now you will add 1 and 2. 1 plus 2, 3. That's why 3 places should be, okay, actually 3, this 5, 8, it will be between 8, right? It's not correct answer, right? So what's the answer? So what you see here, you have to take both the decimal number and you have to just see that, how many numbers are after the decimal point. Took that decimal number which are after that, then add it up, right? Add both of them and the answer comes here correct, right? So your answer is 558.44, 440. Actually, this is not the answer, right? Actually, the answer was same. This 4 is gone triple, right? So what's the correct answer? Your answer is 55. Okay, 55.844, right? 55.844, right? So this was our first example that we have saw here. Now let's study the second example, which is also very similar to first one, right? So the second one says that 0.0345 multiplied by 0.034337, right? Now now you have to ignore the sign, you have to put at whole number. Okay, so then we will have 345 multiplied by 237 equals to 81,765. Now what you see, now you have to take both the decimal number. Now in first number you see there are 4 places after the decimal point. So you write here 4, while in the second statement you see there are also 4 places after the decimal point. Now you have to plus it up. Okay, 4 plus 4 equals to 8, right? So 8 places should be after the decimal point. Okay, so you have to write 8, 1, 7, 6, 5. Now if you count this, these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these have only 5 numbers, right? So you will put 0 before them to make them 8. So we will have 5, 6, 7 and 8 equals 0, and after the point we will put 0. So your answer is 0.00081765. As simple as that, right? Now let's take our own example for this. For example, I have 0.25 multiplied by 0.2. What was the first step? Yes, your first step was to multiply without the decimal point. So what you will get? You will get 25 multiplied by 2, which is nothing but 50, right? Now the question arises, where to put? Yes, where to put decimal point. Now in the first statement, which was 0.25, these have only 2 places, right? So we'll write here 2. While the second statement, which you saw here 0.2, these have only 1 place, so we'll write here 1. So now just add it, 2 plus 1 equals to 3. So 3 places should be away from the 0. Now the 50 is only 2-digit number, so we'll put 0 up before the 50, right? So let's put it 50, 0. Now we'll put a decimal point here and we'll write 0 in front of them because we don't have any number, right? So this is easy. Okay, it will be really easy. So let's study what we have learned here, right? Ignore the decimal points and multiply as usual, right? Count how many total digits are on the right side of the decimal points in the guys we have multiplying, right? Let's take another example for indeed. Let's take another example. For example, if I have 3.6 multiplied by 1.3, I don't think that it is lagging. Okay, if it is lagging, so I'm very sorry for that, right? So for example, if I have 3.6 multiplied by 1.3, right? 3.6 multiplied by 1.3. Now what you have to do? You have to multiply the two numbers as 2 whole numbers. So let's multiply. We'll have 36 multiplied by 13, which is nothing but again 468. What is 36 multiplied by 13? Is nothing but 468. Now you got the answer, right? 468 as the product. Now where to put the decimal sign? Well, you have to just see the question again, right? So now you see in the first statement that 3.6 have only 1 places after the decimal point, while the second have only 1 places after the decimal point. So 1 plus 1 equals to 2, right? So 2 places should be away from the decimal point. So let's do that. 4.68 is your correct answer. So this simple it was. Okay, it will be really easy if you try more and more examples. It will be really fun. So let's summarize what we have learned till now. Basically, you have to ignore the decimal point. Ignoring the decimal point is the first step and very important step whenever you are multiplying decimal number, right? Just ignore the decimal point and write it as a whole number, right? And then multiply as usual. How we multiply whole number? Okay, how we multiply the whole number? That thing we have to multiply as in decimal number, right? Now we have to count how many total digits are on the right side of the decimal number. Okay, how many digits are on the right side of the decimal number? For example, 3.6. How many digits are on the right side of the decimal number? 3.6 have only 1. Okay, only 1 digit right side of the decimal. For example, if I have 3.456738, how many numbers are right of the decimal point? Okay, it have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It have 6 places after the decimal point actually, right? So what was the first step? Ignore the sign, multiply it as a whole number. Okay, that was your second step. The third step basically states that just count how many numbers are on the right side of the decimal number. If you are good at counting, then then your answer is correct. Right, so this simple it was. So I hope you got it what I mean. Okay, so we have learned here how to multiply decimal number and a whole number, and a decimal number and a decimal number. In short, how to multiply both decimal number. So I think so we have completed our session here. This session was a very short lasting. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you like this better and hope you can persuade with it, then please share this with your friends and family. So we have completed addition, subtraction of decimals. In this module we have completed multiplication of decimals. In next session we will try to complete division of decimals, and as we have completed this chapter, fractions and decimals, we will go to the third chapter, right? Third chapter of the maths. Okay, so again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you think I can persuade with it, then please share this with your friends and family. And thank you for watching, and stay safe at this point of time.